care. Build up FA Cup weekend, fourth round, of course. Liverpool tonight against Brighton at Anfield, 8 o'clock under the lights tonight. Looking forward to this. FA Cup games are always great to look forward to, aren't they? But look, it's not our biggest, concern this season. We need to finish in the top four, maybe even top five of Champions League football. We know that that's where we really want to be. Maybe even win number 7 of the Champions League. That won't be easy, but we've just got to put a few games together, put a few results together. I mean, very good win midweek against Sunderland, 1-0 away. Tough ground to go. Sunderland were unbeaten at home, so we were the first team to beat them. And that was a really good, professional, structured, tight performance. Probably could have did a bit more up front with a few chances. So it's all about being clinical, I think, as well for Liverpool. Just need to be a bit more clinical or seem to be tighter at the back, just not giving away as much, but just take your chances up front. Every game we get, 2 or 3 really good chances, and we're only at the moment seem to be taking one chance, which usually is not enough. This won't be easy tonight. Brighton are a decent side. We did beat them in the league at Anfield in December. And I fancy us tonight, to be fair. I'm gonna go 2-1. That's my prediction. Liverpool 2, Brighton 1. Let me know in the comments. So as I say, hit the like button. Let's go. It's a little 5-10 minute build up for the big game tonight, and let's see what happens. As I say, it is not our number one priority this season. It really isn't, but I think he wants to go far in the tournament, considering what happened last year. And we got knocked out by Plymouth Argyle, if you remember that one, and he got some stick for playing a really young, youthful team last year. And just hoping that he can play a stronger team. I think he will play a stronger team this year. The likes of Jones, like his Sabozlai's back from his 1-match ban and stuff like that. He might mix it up though. Rio might start up front. I'd give Rio a run, I really would. I'd give maybe even Mamahachishvili, Georgie, the goalkeeper, a game. He's not going to get many more chances to play a game, is he? Maybe give Allison a little rest, this type of thing. Give Gomez a game. Will he start Chiesa? I don't know. Maybe give the likes of Gakpo. I mean, the if buts maybe, but he's going to go strong. There's no doubt about it. It will not be a weak team. He just can't afford to, really. He's got to go fairly strong tonight, and expect him to go fairly strong. So, Pool Cube is in the house. Hit that like button, Pool Cube. Good man. Hopefully you are well. As I say, looking forward to the big game tonight at Anfield. 8 o'clock kickoff, FA Cup fourth round, of course. Liverpool, Brighton. I'm hoping Liverpool can brighten up my Saturday night, as they say. So hit that like button. Let's get a few people in. It's free. It's real. It's Dave's LFC chats. And as I say, guys, things starting to look a little bit brighter. But we've been here before. We've had 1 or 2 really good results, and all of a sudden the sirens are going off, and it hasn't quite worked out for us. So it's important to get those run of games. We Forest away next weekend, and it's a good week away, so there's no excuses. Forest, after sacking the manager, they probably get that manager bounced. It just seems, is it me, or does it seem that every time we play a team that sacks their manager, it's usually Liverpool they play next? I don't know, maybe it's me, maybe it's in the last few years, it's crazy, but Forest next weekend will be decent. Bro, I had a nightmare last night. A grey skin ghost was on my bed. She was ugly. She was under my feet on the bed. What the hell? Crazy stuff, that one. That's left field, isn't it? That's out of nowhere. But hope all is well. But as I say, guys, look, just get the result, move on. No more injuries. Can't afford any injuries. Our team is tight, isn't it? It's tight. There's been no Frimpong. He's not quite ready yet. Isaac is back, doing a bit of very light training, really light training. I've seen pictures of him yesterday at the AXA. That is great. It'd be great to have him maybe late March, early April, wouldn't it, for a run-in? It'd be really good to have Isaac, even in April, for the last 6 or 7 league games, and hopefully still in the Champions League, hopefully still in the FA Cup in April, and you can have Isaac on the bench coming on. That would make a huge difference, but we've got to get there, and there's so much football to play. I still think there's things to look forward to, guys. A lot of doom and gloom in the Liverpool fan base, but there is a lot to still look forward to. As I say, fourth round tonight, the FA Cup at home against Brighton. We're still in the Champions League. We're in the last 16, remember. The draw will be soon for that, because the last 32 still have to play off. And, league, yeah, we're still a few points off Chelsea and United, but we can hunt down Chelsea and United. I was just looking at Chelsea and United have not got easy games upcoming. Then again, there isn't any easy games there isn't any easy games in the Premier League. So maybe that's one way of looking at it. But you'll always get weird comments, Richard. I don't know. Maybe you had a few drinks last night. I don't know. But look, as I say, the main thing for me, guys, is get the result tonight, move on, Forest next weekend, and just build. Just keep building and building. Put a string of results together, and hopefully that would be good enough. It's all about confidence in football, isn't it? It's all about confidence. And the likes of Wirtz and the likes of Ekatike are starting to show us why we spent that money, that big money on them. And let's hope they just continue, because they are both on fire at the moment. I wouldn't put it past Ekatike to get a goal tonight against Brighton either, would you? As I say, predictions 2-1 to the Reds, but it won't be easy. Brighton are a decent side. They're not quite the Brighton that we have seen over the last 2 or 3 seasons. You can get at them. They are vulnerable. But we've got to start. We've got to start the game. It's no use playing 45 minutes of football, guys. We've got to put in a 90-minute plus. We've got to put in a 90-minute plus. And most of the games are lasting 100 minutes or 100 plus minutes at the moment in football. So put in a performance and be, on it from the first minute at Anfield under the lights. There should be no excuses, I don't want to hear excuses anymore. The excuses have all dried up. Serious question. Top 4, Man United or Liverpool? The serious answer is I think United could get it and Liverpool, because it could actually be top 5. At the moment, the coefficient seems to be pointing, unless something drastically goes wrong, that a top 5 place could give you a Champions League football. And Chelsea are hot and cold too. Look, United have had an unbelievable bout. What is it, 4 wins and a draw under Carrick? The poor lad won't be able to cut his hair quite yet. Will he ever get to cut his hair? United, I think, need 5 wins in a row to do that. They were so close to doing it, West Ham, the other night. Then again, they could have lost that game. They equalised in the 96th minute. But let's see, United and Chelsea, is it a bounce? Is it real? Is it real results? Will they drop off back to their normal mid-table level? Or will they keep going? But certainly United and Chelsea are teams for Liverpool to catch. And but I think United could sneak into the top 5. All right, I think Villa will lag off. United, plus if they don't have any cups to worry about, yeah, that's true. United only have the league. They only have the league to play. 1 game every week type of thing, and that can help. But can also, you want to keep your players on the toes. You want to keep them fit and stuff. And you're playing from week to week. It can work both ways, you know what I mean? Especially if you have a big squad, keep everybody happy. But I think United have a very good chance of finishing top 5, and Liverpool too. If you're a Chelsea fan watching, I'm sure you will too. So it seems to me to be between, Villa could drop down. Villa could get sucked in. They really could. They did a good win against Brighton the other night. Late win. And although Brighton did control that second half, but they got over the line, Villa. So I still think it's between Liverpool, Chelsea and United for those 4th and 5th places for the Champions League, But let's see. As I say, it's exciting times. A lot of Liverpool's on, and especially on Twitter, on X, giving out moaning and just, down in the dumps and stuff. Yeah, it's not the season we want. It's not the season we expected after spending over 450 million in the summer. You get a lot of it back, about half of it back, but I would have expected more. There's no doubt about it. There was mitigating circumstances. Of course, Jota and his brother passing away, tragedy last summer, and then bedding players in and injuries. We do have a lot of injuries to key players at key times and stuff. But I'm not giving excuses, and Slot hasn't, to be fair, given a huge amount of excuses. We need to finish in the Champions League places, or it is a failure of a season. Unless we win the Champions League, of course, You could win the FA Cup this season, but finish outside the top 4, top 5, and not get Champions League football, and that would be, unfortunately, that would be seen as many as a poor season. That's the simple fact about it. When we started the season, it wasn't about winning the FA Cup and finishing outside the Champions League. So the FA Cup is sort of a byproduct. Yes, I want to win the FA Cup. Yes, I want to win today, beat Brighton. But realistically, I don't think Slot's job depends on winning the FA Cup, guys. I really, really don't. So even if we beat Brighton today and win the FA Cup, which won't be easy, but if we won it and finished outside the top 5 and didn't get Champions League football next year, Slot would be in deep trouble. So he knows what he has to do. He'll start a strong side tonight, but it's not putting all your eggs in one basket. No doubt about it. The run-in is upon us now. It's time to grab it by the tail and get Champions League, says Callum Talks, Liverpool 05. Absolutely, Callum. Hit the like, hit the share. Adam, oh my God, Alan is in. Al, how are you? Hopefully you're well. Hoping to do a lot more lives, guys, as well. So check me out on Instagram, TikTok now. I have a channel on TikTok, believe it or not. Just started it last week. I had one years ago. I never quite got into it. So check me out on TikTok as well. Give me a sub on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Everywhere. I'm everywhere. The only one I don't do is Facebook. I'm not mad about Facebook. Never was. Probably never will be. But everywhere else, it's Dave's LFC Chats. My worst footballing memory has been in the away end by losing by 7 to you. Funny thing was that I met Neville beforehand and asked his prediction. He said, don't worry, lads, it'll be a 0-0 written all over it. Obviously, United, we beat them 7-0. I know that was a nightmare for you. And that was 7th heaven for me, of course, but an absolute nightmare for you guys. Alan's in the house. Oh, thanks for all your comments all year and the last few years, of course, Alan. It's always great to have people in live. As I said, don't do enough lives, do I? But hit that like. But 11 people live and I've only got 3 likes. Come on, let's get it to double digits. The longer we're on, the longer to stay on and all this type of thing. And the more likes, more people come in and so and so forth and stuff like that. But shows what some clowns know. Says, yeah, look, the pundits, they only know so much. It's hard to predict. It's so hard to predict results, especially this season. I mean, who would have thought Burnley would beat Palace the other night away? I had them in a draw on the job, and I thought it was an absolute cert that Palace would beat Burnley, at home. They went 2-0 up, I think, and they lost 3-2. I mean, what? It's a crazy, crazy season this year. It absolutely is, and absolutely crazy. Hard to predict. The Champions League is where the money is to be won. We must finish high enough to do so, says Alan. Yeah, absolutely, Al. Look, it's the money, it's the prestige, it's trying to bring in players. They want to be playing in the Champions League. They do not want to be playing in Europa, and they certainly don't want to be playing in that Mickey Mouse, to be honest, Mickey Mouse Conference League. It's absolute. Look, I might be wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong, but if we do not get Champions League, I'd rather not be in Europe at all. I mean, it's Champions League or nothing for me. It really is. The Europa League's Thursday night football. It's just too many games. It upsets the rhythm. It upsets your Saturday. You rarely get a Saturday game. All your games are on a Sunday. I would rather just, than what United are doing this year and just be the league and the domestics if you're not in the Champions League. And maybe that's just me, but just like the Scout stream, what's wrong with me? Keep liking, baby. Hit the like, hit the share, give us a sub, show us you care. It's about football, really, at the end of the day. Of course, it's a Liverpool channel, but it's about football and it's a bit of crack. That's what it's all about. But as I say, guys, call me crazy, but I have 2005 vibes, says Eddie O'Rourke. Eddie, yeah. Yeah, a lot of people are talking about the 2005, of course, the amazing 3-3 against AC Milan, penalty win in Istanbul. We hadn't got a great team that year. Of course, Alonso played for us. We had Gerrard. But we hadn't got, overall, we weren't doing well in the league that year. And we won an epic, one of the best comeback wins ever in the history. Yeah, possibly a 2005 vibe going into this Champions League campaign. A lot of football to play, guys, though. A lot of football. And as I was saying, if we could get Isak back, if we say get onto the quarters of the Champions League, could have Isak back, and I think that would be a huge help to us, wouldn't it? Having Alexander Isak, even on the bench for the last 20, just because we've no bench in the games. We haven't had a huge bench or a great bench to change games, to be fair to Slot, for months now. Bradley's out long term, Leone's out long term. Isak, of course, has been out long term, and it just niggles the Frimpong and Gomez, and we've had so many injuries, and Salah going away to AFCON. It's just been so much going on this season. And now Endo looks like he could be out for a while, maybe even the rest of the season. I haven't heard too much more on the scan with Endo. And he played so well against Sunderland the other night. The right-back course continues. That right-back course is just absolutely ridiculous. Anybody who plays right-back for Liverpool gets injured. It's crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. What was the loss of Gay to City, or major letdown? Was the loss to Gahey to City a major letdown for the supporters? Look, we all wanted Gahey. He was probably 12 hours away from joining Liverpool. Apparently, there's pictures of him in a Liverpool jersey the final day of the season. I just think Liverpool left it late. I mean, why did they leave it so late? For Palace then to not get a player in. Maybe Liverpool were working on it for a week or two and Palace were dragging their heels. Who really knows the story? Yes, I would have liked Gahey, but would you pay 300 grand a week for Gahey in January? What was it, 60 million or something? I don't know if he's worth that. Really good player. We got Xhaka and he got injured, of course. Jeremy Xhaka shoulder injury. Hopefully he'll be back in and get a pre-season for Liverpool. 20-year-old French guy, he really does look good, doesn't he? And Leone, hopefully he can come back. But Leone will take a while to come back to full fitness. I mean, that is a day, like ACL. I mean, that is wow, you know. But let's see what happens. Can't wait to see Isak back, says Callum. Absolutely can't wait either. Salah hat-trick, not one of my better days. Was sat right next to you away fans that day. Painful. The United fan is absolutely loving this stream, isn't he? Talking about going back years ago. But look, United are starting to see a bit of daylight, aren't they? It's amazing what can happen with the new manager bounce with Carrick coming in, winning 4, drawing 1, I think. And look, see how long that lasts. I don't know if it's a blip or it's what's going to happen. You know, it's going to continue over the rest of the season or not? Will they get top 5 Champions League football? As I said, you only have the league to look at and play. But look, a lot of football to play, guys. An awful lot of football to play. Champion or FA Cup today. Some really important, interesting games today. We've had 2 managerial sackings. Thomas Frank. Of course, Spurs manager gone. I mean, that's just, they're getting as bad as Chelsea, really, aren't they? I mean, they're just as bad as Chelsea, Spurs, with managers and sackings. And of course, Dyche going as well. Crazy, crazy. Forest is another joke, to be fair, an absolute joke. And that's why I was saying Liverpool, they rarely sack managers, slots in till summer at least. And they'll do a review in June, see where we are. If we can get top 4, it'll help them. Top 5, if we can get Champions League football, win a cup or whatever. Obviously, it helps Slot. I think if Liverpool get Champions League football and finish the season strongly in the Champions League, FA Cup and League and get that top 5 spot, I think there's a chance they might even extend in the summer. People might call me crazy, might call me mad. They'll look at it. There will be a review, of course, in January. If Alonso's available, they might just say, right, look, we want to go a different way. But I don't know. I mean, it's there's a lot to happen between now and June or the end of May. There's a lot of football to play, lots of ins and outs, ups and downs. Need a bit of luck and stuff like that. We haven't had a huge amount of luck, to be fair to them. You know, the luck's gone against us. You've seen a lot of games where we give away 1 or 2 chances or mistakes and they're punished straight away. There's a goal or a penalty or a sending off straight away. And you might make 1 or 2 mistakes in a game. A lot of teams make 1 or 2 mistakes in the game and it's not punished. You know what I mean? They're just not punished. Whereas every mistake we make is punished 100%. And I heard Slot talking about that the other day and he has a point. He absolutely has a point. Every mistake we make is punished. And look, that's just the way it is. Murphy's Law, whatever you want to call it. The Man United supporter missing his haircut must be pulling his hair out. Yeah, it's funny. I've been following that now for a while, and that's crazy. I mean, it's unbelievable, isn't it? And it's some mop of hair, to be fair to him. Yeah, I'll tell you what, 5 wins in a row is hard to do, even for a top team. You know, it really is hard. I don't know why he picked 5. He should have maybe went 3 or 4 games, but 5 league games in a row. You could be playing well, win 4, like United were the other night, and expected to go to West Ham and win, you know, and didn't, drew. And we're lucky to draw. And then you restart again. It restarts again, you know. So, yeah, crazy, crazy stuff. City, United, Everton, my 3 favourite teams. Fixtures of the season, probably our hardest games, says Callum. My 3 favourite fixtures, yeah. Well, they're the big fixtures, of course. The Derby, United and City are always the big ones, you know. I look forward to any game. I'm looking forward to tonight. Liverpool, Brighton at Anfield. Anybody going to the game? I'm in Dublin here. Anybody in Liverpool going to the FA Cup game tonight at 8 o'clock? Looking forward to it. As I say, going to predict 2-1 to the Reds tonight. Tight game, won't be easy. Games aren't easy for Liverpool at the moment, so we got to turn up. And as I say, strong start, under the lights, first minute, be at it. Instead of this first half, you know, playing chess type of thing and hoping the other team don't score. And if they do score, then you're under pressure. And try get the first goal. Get the first goal in the first half and go and build and build and build. Instead of taking your foot off it when you go 1-0 up. I think that's what's been happening in Liverpool. I mean, it happened against City. Okay, City were the better team. And then the second half, you know, we played a lot better. We took that wonder strike from Szoboszlai, who should be back tonight, by the way. Wonder strike, one of the best free kicks you'll see. And he already has 2 of them. One against Arsenal was unbelievable. This was even further out, to be fair. No keeper is stopping that one. And then we go 1-0 up on 72, and it's here we go. Crowd is up. And we just go back into a shell. Making mistakes, nervous. Confidence goes out. Even at 1-1 when Silva scored, poor defending really. And then all hell broke loose in injury time, and they got a penalty, and rash from Allison has to be said. There's no way you can defend a top one of the best goalkeepers in the world, top three, the last 6 or 7 seasons to make a mistake like that, And then it's a penalty. You're up against it, 93rd minute, and it's crazy. So we need to cut out these silly mistakes that we've been making in the last 4 or 5 months. We've been making, and we just need to really cut it out. Got to put up a question and answers thing here. Your favorite season. What was your favorite season as a Liverpool fan? I think my favorite season was in recent history is 2029. For me, 2029 was Champions League. We finished second, a point off City. I thought we were gone, the comeback semi-final win against Barcelona, 3-0 down to win 4-0 at Anfield. Crazy. Beat Spurs 2-0 in Spain. Atletico Madrid Stadium, Origi, Salah. That was just unbelievable season, 2019. That was just crazy season for the Reds. And let's hope this season could be the same. Who knows? Could be the same this season. It really could. Let's see what happens. But let's see what happens. As I say, guys, not going to stay on much longer. Big game tonight. A few more videos. There's lots of shorts coming in. And check me out on Instagram, TikTok. Yes, TikTok. And X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Of course, YouTube. Dave's LFC Chats. Hit the like. Hit the share. Give us a sub. Show us you care. But your favourite season for Liverpool, 2019. Well, I'm following Liverpool since the early 80s, but I've had some unbelievable seasons, some bad seasons as well to throw in there as well. We've had ups and downs and ins and outs. On the club, it was just a whirlwind, and of course, win the league last year was just out of the blue and crazy. I was in Liverpool for the parade. It was just unbelievable. And we had the tragedy, of course, just after the parade. I was only a few hundred yards away from that, but crazy season last year. I was not expecting us to win the league, to be fair. I was hoping top four, maybe a good cup run. But to win the league, the way we won it last year, we've been spoiled. We have been spoiled as Liverpool fans. But let's hope we can have a strong finish to the season this year. And I believe we still can. So get behind the team, get behind the manager, and let's go. Starting tonight with Brighton at Anfield, the FA Cup. Let's get into the next round. That's the important thing. And build. Get into the round. Get your players back. Get the likes of Frimpong back. Jones should be back. Szoboszlai should be back tonight. Get your players back. Keep them fit. Maybe even get Isak back late March, early April, or whatever. You won't be rushed back. There's no way you'll be rushed back. But to even have him on the bench for the final few games could be very important. So get behind the boys. Let's go. It's Liverpool-Brighton tonight. I'm going to leave it there. Enjoy your Saturday. A lot more lives and chats to come, as I say. So hit that like button and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for popping in. Brighton-Liverpool tonight. Hope Liverpool can brighten up my weekend. Stay safe. Talk soon, guys. You'll never walk alone. Cheers.